Hi everyone, it's 29th of November. It's 1 minute to 9 a.m. here in Australia. I think it's a Wednesday. Today I wanted to talk to you about the opportunities that blockchain are presenting for passive income and bringing the world together in a very special way to allow a diverse or greater access to different assets. So the one I want to talk about today was actually Bankex. Just close those. Bankex is what they're looking at doing is allowing people to bring their assets. Now let's say it's a car or a property, could even I would say go down to the track of actually having maybe your invested wealth and putting these particular assets into a tokenized smart contract portfolio. Then what they do is from the smart contract they put that out there, or you could say it's a catalog or a portfolio, and allows the community of the world to utilize your assets via a proof of asset protocol called the POA. So it's essentially a decentralized capital markets platform which is going to enable people to utilize existing infrastructure from the normal person. It could be your neighbor. So instead of, at the moment, we tend to go through middlemen. We've got brokers, or we go to a bank to borrow money, and there's fees and there's time and a whole heap of red tape to get through. And at the moment, what I can see is the blockchain taking out some of that middle action and allowing people to create passive income from their existing infrastructure and people being able to utilize those assets. So they've got some real case scenarios, and if you go up top here, there is the white paper, or you should always read that, use cases, and they're talking about real estate, retail, finances, non-profit organisations, even just leasing out floor space. They're talking about leasing out water, or at least in creating a tokenized water program to enable finances in maybe some third world countries to create infrastructure and things like that. So it's quite a diverse project. I think it's got a lot of legs. There's even car sharing. I thought this was very interesting, or real estate agent, or real estate. So if, let's say you wanted to have an art exhibition, you needed a place for a day, you could go in there, look up your area and borrow or buy floor space by the hour via a tokenized blockchain opportunity via a smart contract, and that's done in real terms. So whoever you're creating a smart contract agreement or a consensual contract between you and the third party, and that money is seamlessly transferred for the lease without the middleman, etc., etc. Now there's even car. That's the water, the car sharing. So you might have a spare car, you're going away overseas for a period of time or something, and you want to put your car into the kitty or into the pool. Now we've got Uber, and there's a whole heap of these type of scenarios where people are actually using their existing assets to create a passive income. Now you could actually lease out your car for an hour or a day, just like you're going to the car rental place. They borrow it, they go via the smart contract, and you earn income from it. It's an amazing concept, and I think it has got a lot of depth. And I think even and I was watching the news the other day here in Australia, a couple of billionaires were getting together, and I think they're talking about something very similar, where they put their money into the pool and their wealth into the pool, and you can actually lend and borrow money from them directly without having to go through a bank. And that will actually reduce fees, and I can see that, and it does allow people to actually maximise their wealth and their existing assets, and that's the big thing. There's mortgage bonds, there's plasma protocol. You're going to have to come and have a read. Creating smart assets is unlimited. The Internet of all things. I mean, you could probably even lease out your CPU energy or whatever, the memory on your computer. You might have an office with a whole heap of computers being used, and you might actually lease out whatever's not being used, even maybe overnight. You go overnight and you're leasing out your memory to someone across the world to rent your space and your memory, and all of a sudden you're making a passive income which helps pay the rent. It makes a lot of sense, and it's a concept that I have to. The more I look into it, the clearer it gets. But when you first look at it, it's a bit over our head because we're not used to this type of opportunity being available, and how that actually works. And I think the big thing about blockchain, when I'm trying to explain it to people, is that it's all about the ability to transfer information seamlessly and a lot faster through smart contracts, and even just the reality of blockchain, and because it's moving so freely, it allows more transactions in one go. So if everyone's pressing the button all at the same time, those transactions can be applied through the blockchain a lot more seamlessly and with efficiency. So now the thing about Bankex is they do have a particular token sale. Now, again, I keep talking about these ICOs. That's what's happening in this space at the moment. It's like the .com bubble in the sense that there's a lot of people having a crack and having a go. You don't have to get into the ICOs. What this is about is being aware of what opportunities are ahead for us to actually earn passive incomes. Now, if you are interested in getting into Bankex, have a look, go read the white paper. 5 hours they're going to be having their public token sale, which is starting today on the 28th of November. But if that's something you're interested in, then go and have a look. They've got a couple of videos. I'm not going to press play on it, but it does explain a little bit more about how they're creating an online bank for assets and being able to put those forward for a wider diversified community to be able to actually access these assets and make a bit of money from it. So it sounds great, and that's the thing about this. You've got your Populuses and your Salts, and you've got your PayPis, and you've got your Bankexes, and you've got your Sonums and your Golems, and they're the ones that I'm looking at. If I can have a portfolio with these particular entities on the side, and I'm making a nice amount of money, even the assets that stake. You know, Neo has a great wallet. You put your money in there, you can close the wallet, open it up, and you've earned gas. You know, that makes sense, and it's making a greater interest rate than what you would with the banking system or the corrupted banking system that we have now. So check out Bankex. Let me know what you think of this. Is there other opportunities I'm going to be looking at for these type of things in the internet, or monetizing the Internet of Things? And that's the future. That's what blockchain is going to be providing and presenting to us. So check out Bankex. Let me know what you think. Token sale starts in 5 hours if you're interested. And yeah, thanks guys, and tune into my next video.